Atlantis University in Miami, Florida. So there, a lot of students, she was a chief global engagement officer there. So a lot of students started going from India to the US for study abroad and all. So we were helping them, and we saw that how some of the agents and all were helping them falsified credentials and all of that. And that issue is not only India specific; it's a huge issue globally. Just to get some commissions, people do forge credentials and all. And so we thought, and we were investing in Bitcoin and blockchain from 2017, 18. So we were having an idea of the technology per se, but then we thought, can we use blockchain?
When people talk about trust is about smart contracts, it's about transparency, it's about decentralization. But for me, trust is really about consistency between what a project says and what they actually do, right? So coming from a perspective of me I've worked as a community manager, I've worked as a marketer for different projects. When founders or team members are able to communicate clearly to their communities based on they're open about the roadmap, they're open about being honest about everything they say they will do, right? And even if they don't end up following that roadmap, they are able to communicate clearly to their community. That way, they are being able to build trust, right? But not just doing whatever they want to do and just like that. So for trust, you should be able to carry your team members along. You should be able to keep to your words, and communicate clearly. So that's what I would say trust is from my perspective.
The question is, like Glory said, there is what is possible with the Web3 tools to make trust very, very easy. But then there's also what projects now decide to do that makes it very, very complex. So the gap between what is available and what is actually being done by projects.
To see post that is for you useful, you can primarily use the trading chart, and you can sell or buy your assets in Binance. And I think I know, and I'm for Binance community. This is a global KOLs.
Hey everyone, welcome back to SecureDApp, or more specifically, welcome to episode 2 of SecureDApp Senate. If you have watched episode 1 of SecureDApp Senate, you already know the vibe. If this is your first time, strap in because things are getting interesting ahead. Before that, let me just introduce myself. I'm Kunal Chowdhury, Assistant Manager Marketing at SecureDApp. I have been joined by 3 speakers right now, but one will be joining very soon, who are making something important, developing something important in this ecosystem. Moving further with the topic, today's topic is building trust in Web3, privacy, compliance, and the road ahead. So before moving further, let me just tell you, people joining in this particular session will be getting a participation certificate, as well as for the students joining, we have an interesting thing to share, that the students who will be engaging in this session will get an opportunity to work, will get an opportunity to do an internship with SecureDApp. So please engage, guys, and our team is watching you. Moving further, talking about trust. Trust, it's a word that everyone in this industry uses and almost nobody defines it clearly. Is it trustless system? Is it regulatory compliance? Is it community confidence? Is it verified credentials? Is all of the above? We are going to find out today. And today I have 4 incredible speakers, each building something different, each solving trust from completely different angle. We have got a community builder who is scaling Web3 adoption across Africa, building a social layer on chain. We have got a key opinion leader and ecosystem founder who has been intersection of crypto trading, education, and community in Central Asia. We have got serial finance professional turned edtech founder who is literally putting education and professional credentials on blockchain. to solve credential frauds. And we have got Web3 project manager and growth operator who has been doing the actual thing on ground, building real communities, running real events, and executing it in Nigeria and across Africa. So, guys, things are going to be intense. Fasten up your seatbelts. There may be some turbulence ahead. Moving to the introduction of the speakers that I have with me. So please put your hands together for the first panelist of this session, Glory. Glory, first of all, thank you for joining. It's an honor to have you here. How are you doing?
Yeah, thank you so much, Kuna. I'm doing very well. And thank
Absolutely,
you for
Glory.
yeah.
Thank you. So, Glory, you are based in US and you are building Match Chain on Solana. You are helping Web3 communities across Africa. That's a lot of different threads. Give us unfiltered version of who you are, what you are building, and what problem are you actually solving.
All right, thank you so much, Kuna. So my name is Glory Roland, also known as DeFi Angel on the Twitter space. Yeah. So I'm a community manager. I build communities. I help crypto projects build communities. And when I came into the space initially, I was doing trading. I was doing airdrop. I make sure I understood the different opportunities in the crypto space, and I make sure I tap into that, right? And one thing that fascinates me about the crypto space is how people from different spheres of life, people from different regions come together and believe in a particular project. So I started making my research, and I came into community management skill, and I started helping projects build communities. I help projects build communities from all kinds of region, right? And meeting people, interacting with people, helping people solve one problem or the other has made me feel more connected to what I'm doing. And that's why I see people come into this space and leave. For me, I just can't leave, because it goes beyond just the money you're making. It goes beyond community. It goes beyond believing in a goal and pursuing it. So after a while, I started making a lot of research, because one thing about me, I don't want to just stay at a place. I want to expand. I want to keep on researching what is that thing that is missing in the space. And that's what I'm currently building, a dating platform where people that are so inclined in this space, they are pursuing one thing or the other, trading, spending the midnight candle, hunting for airdrops, building one thing or the other. How can they connect and find people that will understand them, find their life partner? And that was why we started building Matching, a dating platform where people of like minds can connect and find love. And here we are. We've been building for, I think, a couple of months now, and yeah, I can say that we are making progress. Thank you.
Absolutely. I see Shurob joining here. Welcome, Shurob. Welcome to the show. We have started because we were
Yes,
running
perfect.
short of time. So,
Uh,
Shurob, I was coming next to you only. If so,
uh,
first of all, Shurob, you are the founder of Ustos AI, and
so yeah,
you are from Uzbekistan. You are
yeah, yeah.
already a key opinion leader,
It's
and
Binance.
uh, tell us about your story, how you started
Okay.
this.
Okay. Hi everyone. My name is Rob, and I am co-founder and chief operations officer at StoZai. And what is company? This is a tech company, and we are now building crypto infrastructure in this platform. And it is Uzbek company, and not only national company, also global company. And we have already entered MENA market and CIS market, and also India market too. And this is also government project too. Our project supports Mr. Shavkat Mirziyoyev, president of the Uzbekistan. I am not only in these positions in these companies, and also one of them top KOLs at Binance, and also founder of my personal brand Uzbeksaidov, and also member of the Solana. This has got super teams, if you know about, and also introducing broker at Zui. So I work with few companies, and I have recently get suggestion from American people too, to work to build a new project, crypto project too. And how I started this project, I'm in IT sphere. You know, in this IT, a lot of ways, a lot of positions also. So I have preferred cybersecurity. You know, in this into cybersecurity, cryptography also. You know, and so for me, the Web3 sphere is interesting, and I have learned about and practiced it and networked with a lot of people, not only in Uzbekistan, also in globally, because I know Russians and also English, etc. Few languages. So I have used it from this language to network with, and how to say that. I have started, and I am parallel work with this sphere, Web3 sphere, and also in cybersecurity, and also I have participated in Russia. In Russia, this is a competing and program Winter University that is from India, from also Morocco, South Africa, Belarus, Russia, Uzbekistan, Kyrgyzstan countries have participated. So we have exchanged our experiences and also participated in competition. So you know, I'm not fluent in English, but I'm trying to explain my views, etc.
No issues.
And so for me, it's interesting sphere, and recently I have joined at Binance, and we work in partnership with Binance, in platform Binance Square. So what is Binance Square? Binance Square, that is like social media of Binance, but different type of in social media that is only leaves self audience, so only crypto audience which interested in to crypto, they viewed contents, etc. So I'm creating contents about every content. Maybe it's a video, post, etc., article, etc. So I'm right now actively in Binance also, and also so I'm right now building at Ustoz AI. This is we are a competitor of Ustoz AI, and we have building crypto infrastructure, our crypto currency, and also crypto wallet, and also crypto payment to connect with three types also. And we have partnership with Asterium. What is company? Maybe you have seen in this company in a lot of events. That is Asterium. It is a crypto company which has got a crypto ecosystem, crypto exchange, crypto wallet, also crypto cards, crypto payment system, and like this partnership, like Coursera with partnership with Binance. For instance, Binance is Asterium. They are competitors. For instance, Coursera and Ustoz. This is we are competitors with Coursera. So we have partnership with Asterium, and we are doing Asterium Academy for Asterium. And so you can learn in this Ustoz platform from learn to earn system. So for learning, you can get our cryptocurrency, and you can spend this cryptocurrency to our marketplace. and you can buy how to say that, apartments, car also you can buy with our cryptocurrency if you earn. So a lot of opportunities we are building. You can check in our website also, Stos AI, and my page, which I posted, which I put a lot of links, my social media and project which I am working. So that is, I wanted to talk with you. I have entered, but I sorry for that. But I'm.
No, it's incredible. It's incredible to hear that. So moving on to our next speaker, it's Apurwa. Apurwa, first of all, thank you for accepting our invite. And how are you?
I'm good, Kunal. Happy to be here, and thanks for having me here. Yeah.
Absolutely. Apurva, you are a CFA charter holder, IIT IM graduate, ex Goldman Sachs, ex JP Morgan, ex D Shaw. You have stayed in traditional finance forever. Instead, you are building Edubuk, putting credentials on the blockchain to fight fraud. What was that particular moment when you thought, no, I need to build this?
Sure, absolutely. So I have been into financial markets for good 10 years of my life, and along with Shivani, who was a panelist in the first
Episode of.
first episode of yours. So she's also my wife and also the co-founder at Edubuk. And so she's from an education background, and she and I was working on part-time one of the projects, which is for the Atlantis University in Miami, Florida. So there are a lot of students, she was a chief global engagement officer there. So a lot of students started going from India to the US for study abroad and all. So we were helping them, and we saw that, how some of the agents and all were helping them falsified credentials and all of that. And that issue is not only India specific; it's a huge issue globally. Just to get some commissions, people do forge credentials and all. And so we thought, and we were investing in Bitcoin and blockchain from 2017, 18. So we were having an idea of the technology per se, but then we thought, can we use blockchain, which is a trustless system in itself, and behind smart contracts, can we do something where, we can have a solution for this credential fraud, and everything can be trustworthy, where a university or an employer issues the degree directly on the blockchain or issues the work experience letter on the blockchain. And then after that, the other employer, other university or third party background verification companies, they can check it on chain directly, so that it's a trustless system. You don't need to trust the other university, because they have just issued it on chain with the hash and everything. And that hash is so unique to each digital document. If you change anything, the hash will change. And at the same time, it's an irreversible document. So meaning it's an irreversible thing. So from the hash, you cannot reverse the document. So
Absolutely.
in that terms, data privacy and DPDP, GDPR Act, all that also is satisfied. So we thought, we can build something as a startup here. So we started with this, and yeah, I mean, all going good for now. Yeah, that's how we started.
Absolutely, Apurva. We will talk further, but
Sure,
right
sure.
now it's time to introduce the final speaker of this panel, Paul. Paul, first of all, thank you for accepting the invite. It's a pleasure to have you here, my friend.
Yeah, it's my pleasure. It's a pleasure to be here as well.
So, Paul, project manager at LanWest, you have been on the ground in Nigeria. You have built communities like Bankless DAO. You have lead growth that tracks DeFi. You literally hosted events where you put people on blockchain for the first time. Give us that Paul story. How did these things happen?
Okay, so just like the previous speaker said, so I started from a traditional financial sector. So, and then in 2020, I actually now moved to Bangladesh to affect Web3 experience. And so we started with, learning the ropes, when we came. And the beautiful thing about Bankless that was, there was, it's a community, it's a global community. So it doesn't matter whether you're from Africa or you're from Asia.
I think there is some network issue. Is it at my end or is it at
Uh,
uh
no, we are also not able to hear him.
yeah, Paul,
Can
now
you
you
hear
are.
me? Okay, can you hear me now? Am I clear?
Yeah, now you are audible.
Okay, good. Okay, so as I was saying, so we started from that point, and then there was now need to begin to take the online, like, adopt people not just online but on physically. So, and I started reaching out to that different physical communities here in Nigeria, and then we hosted the first collaboration with the blockchain UNN. If you check my LinkedIn, you can see some of those experts where we educated about blockchain, Web3, and a lot of things. And we are also done um, hosted events with Arbitrum, Avalanche, physical events that allowed people to understand firsthand what it meant to interact with the blockchain and, how, reliant it is, how fast it is. And then we also have had people, begin to send money to their people abroad without needing to go through Western Union and all of those kind of steps. So we're able to bridge that gap. And then we went into TrackV5, which was another section of the Web3 space. And I firsthand had the opportunity. It was a US based company. I had the first opportunity of introducing into Africa first Nigeria where I was. Hosted a couple of events, did a couple of partnerships, and yeah, that's just it. Yeah, that's how we're able to do it. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Paul. Thank you. We will talk in the further segment. But right now, Glory, my question is to you and all other speakers as well, all other panelists as well. When you say trust in Web3 context, what does that actually means to you? Not the textbook definition. What does trust or lack of trust looks like in a day-to-day work? If Glory can go first.
All right, thank you so much for that question. I feel like everybody can you hear me clearly?
Yeah, we are.
Okay. So I feel like everybody can know like a simple definition of what trust is about. But when it comes to Web3, when people talk about trust is about smart contracts, it's about transparency, it's about decentralization. But for me, trust is really about consistency between what a project says and what they actually do, right? So coming from a perspective of me I've worked as a community manager, I've worked as a marketer for different projects. When founders or team members are able to communicate clearly to their communities based on they're open about the roadmap, they're open about being honest about everything they say they will do, right? And even if they don't end up following that roadmap, they are able to communicate clearly to their community. That way, they are being able to build trust, right? But not just doing whatever they want to do and just like that. So for trust, you should be able to carry your team members along. You should be able to keep to your words, yeah, and communicate clearly. So that's what I would say trust is from my perspective. Thank you.
Absolutely, Glory. Incredible. Shurob, what's your take on this?
Trust for me is that in Web3, that is freedom, firstly, because if you have assets, for instance, gold or digital currency of the government, I mean fiat currency, you haven't control fully, because if you hold these assets in banks or other Web2 system, every time you can not spend without limit. For instance, or you can get video from other country too. For instance, if you have a dollar and you want to spend a lot of big much limit with limit to buy something, so maybe banks or government they give you limit. So for me, for not so it will be maybe so unlegal word for you, and government knows about. So you will go to prison, for instance. So and secondly, that is you have a privacy in Web3. So scammers also. So everyone cannot get your access from your wallet. So it means you have a full control, and you can't every time you can exchange fiat currency, and you can use from it fully control and with freedom. And also everyone cannot get assets every time. Only if you allow, if you give them access, you can they can get your assets. But if you can't if you don't give access to use, they can't, for instance. So this is a trust. I think, for instance, if you the bank has got a problem, maybe bank can't give you back your assets, maybe. But maybe in crypto is also they have this way. But in my opinion, Web3 is privacy and better than Web2 sphere. Only it depends. It's related to your works. So if you it relates to your work, maybe if you are creative and if you are a clever person, so you can control your assets in every time in every situation. So if you are clever and if you have an IQ, normal IQ, so you can use Web3. I will recommend to use Web3 rather than Web2. So in my opinion, that is a trust that is for Web3.
Absolutely, Shurob. So moving to Paul. Paul, what's your take on this?
All right. So for me, trust is, you want to start by asking, can I do things myself? Can I verify things without actually asking for anybody for permission? Do you understand? That is what trust means. So, for me, I've been in a community like Bankless now where someone, raised funds using his reputation in the DAO to, for a project and did not eventually do that. He didn't do what he said he was going to do. I've also been in a situation where I had a funded prop account which I never got paid out of even when I was qualified for. So these are the things that beckons the question about trust. So the Web3 system has actually, because blockchain is open, is free, that actually created a system, an automatic system where trust should actually matter to us. But the question is, how many of these Web3 organizations are actually using the blockchain as it's supposed to be? You would always find discrepancies here and there. So the question is, like Glory said, there is what is possible with the Web3 tools to make trust very, very easy. But then there's also what projects now decide to do that makes it very, very complex. So the gap between what is available and what is actually being done by projects is actually what makes trust look difficult in the Web3 space. So are the tools available to make trust available by the Web3? Say yes, because blockchain is visible. You can see every transaction on chain, you can verify everything. But the question is, are these Web3 projects actually doing what needs to be done? No. And that is where the problem comes in. Thank you very much.
Absolutely, an incredible point, Paul. Moving to Apurva. Apurva, we often hear that the future isn't AI. The future of hiring isn't AI. It's the trust infrastructure. Because so break down everything. Everyone is talking about AI replacing the hiring right now.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll be short in the interest of time, but yeah. So basically, yes, that's what we keep on saying. The future of hiring is not only AI, it's trust infrastructure, where AI along with blockchain combined together is actually the future of hiring. For example, AI in the negative sense can help you falsify credentials, right? Like you give
Correct.
your degree in the chat GPT and all of that. You tell them to write your friend's name. The GPT will do a very good job in giving you a digital degree in a very good, almost similar looking, very, very same, that it's not possible from a normal eye to detect it unless you do a forensic, a check of it. So, but that's a fake degree, right? So AI can actually help you in, matching job descriptions with the candidate CVs. They can rank candidates, they can write job description, they can also screen resumes. But if the underlying credentials are in turn fake, the CVs are fake, or the CVs are AI driven just to suit that particular job description, that AI will simply scale bad decisions, right? Or the fake credentials. So the future of hiring is AI, but powered by trusted, verifiable data on chain by the issuer of the credential. For example, in the product that we are building, True CV, where each and every think of it as a verifiable LinkedIn profile, right? So each and every credential that you write is actually verified from the third-party background verification company or your employer or your university on the chain for each and every credential. So once that is verified, your true CV is actually your true CV, not a fake AI-driven CV. Then that is verified on chain. That you then add AI on top of it to match that true CV on chain with the job description and match so that the right candidate get to see the right jobs as per the true CV and right employer get to see the right candidate as per the true CV and the profile. So that's a great match that AI can help in. But underlying data, the underlying credentials have to be true credentials, and by true CV is what we are doing. So in short, the future of hiring is AI powered by blockchain, like trusted verifiable data, and combined together. That's what we call it as trust infrastructure. Yeah, thanks.
Fair enough, fair enough. So coming back to you, Paul. Paul, from a project manager and operations perspective, does that resonate? Because you have sat on both sides, you have been a person applying and pitching as well. So you have been the person who is running teams. So what's your take on this?
So are you talking about the AI specifically or replacing?
Yeah, I'm talking about AI specifically.
Okay, so well, my take is for someone who has been in the space for quite some time, I don't think AI is here to replace us. Like Apurwa said, it's the combination. I still feel like there needs, not that I feel, I know that there needs to be a human touch to whatever it is that's going on. So it's more like human plus AI to get better efficiency. I don't think AI is going to replace us. I think that we are the ones that are going to use AI to make things much more better for us. So the problem is there is a lack of understanding on the part of many people. There are a lot of people, there are two sides. So there are people who feel, oh, we don't need AI, we can continue doing things traditionally and we'll be fine. There's the set that feels like, oh, AI is going to take over and, we're not going to need human beings again. Now, that is not true. We need AI to make things faster, to make things better. Imagine having to, do a lot of maybe for me who's a project manager now, manage a lot of things just using only the Google spreadsheet alone when I can automate the process for record accounting, making out payments very much easily. Do you understand? As opposed to the traditional system of how you're doing everything manually. So the idea is human plus AI equals to better efficiency. That is what I feel. That's what I know. That is what is happening. And anybody who understands the purpose of AI and where we are going to, like where the blockchain space, where the Web3 space is going to, we understand that the AI is more like how will I put it now, like a catalyst to better bring out the good in you. Because I was telling somebody, if you are a dumb person using an AI, your output will be dumb. If you are intelligent, just smart using an AI, your output will be intelligent. That's just the truth. AI is not like a magic wand. It's more like an amplifier of what you already have, the knowledge, the skill set, and all of that. So thank you.
Perfect, perfect, Paul, perfect. Coming back to you, Glory, what's your take on this as from the community angle? Does this extend beyond hiring?
Please, I don't know. Can you repeat the
Yeah,
question?
I was telling that we often hear that the future of uh, hiring is AI. It's the trust infrastructure. So, do you think that from the community angle, that yes, AI is hampering the hiring system and the truth of the credentials, the things that a person needs to get a job, the degree that he should have, he's just using AI and he's just capitalizing it and getting the job done. But at at the ground level, it's not happening. It's just because of AI the things are being hampered.
All right. Thank you so much. That's a wonderful question. And from everything Paul was saying, is something I agree to 100%, because AI is a tool. Yeah, AI is a tool, and everyone who is using AI should understand that it's a tool. It's not coming to replace you. It's only coming to help you make your work faster, make it better, and make it more let's say efficient, if that's the word. Yeah. So in terms of community, someone who is a community manager, maybe you want to use AI to help you deliver on your job. You want to use AI to some of the tools to make your work easier and faster. I feel like you need to first learn it, because not everybody can use AI, right? Not everybody can use it. So first of all, you need to learn. You need to understand how you can use it before you can use it efficiently. And whatever you give to AI, that's what AI gives back. Just like what Paul said, you cannot. It's not a magic. You can't. You can't do more than what you know. So first of all, understand that it's a tool. Secondly, understand how to use it. And thirdly, use it efficiently. Use it to make your work faster and better. So it's not going to what's the word now? So basically, in summary,
No
AI
issues.
is not replacing, but is here to help. Yeah.
Agreed, Glory. So coming back to Shurob, key opinion
Mhm.
leader. Trust is its own fascinating beast. People follow you, they take your word on projects. Sometimes they invest based on what you say. How do you think and about the responsibility? And that comes with this key opinion leader thing.
Uh, I think key opinion leaders, that is not just a creator, that is a key opinion leader yeah, in the world. So, for instance, I am a key opinion leader for community Binance, and I give you examples or informations about that is useful for them for my audience, and they can. If they have for instance, assets, they can trade. For instance, if you use it Binance Square, that is when you see post that is for you useful, you can primarily use the chart, trading chart, and you can sell or buy your assets in Binance. And I think I know, and I'm for Binance community. You know, this is a global KOLs. For instance, Donald Trump also. This is a global dominance of KOLs. You know, if you heard about news about cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, etc., their prices will be rich when the Trump says about positively things, or negatively will be, or no, without growing. So I think responsibilities is that is will be you have to give information for your audience, real content, without fake content. So that will be trust for audience between you and you can also everyone can be KOL. Only you have to only you can start from content to will be famous, and after that, if you have a lot of audience will be, so you can will be KOL too, and so you should check of KOLs how is going how is moving in the market. You have to check their concepts firstly. This is fake or not. For instance, they give a fake signals. For instance, if you trade that is not trust, but if you check with few KOLs that they verify this content that is real and that that's positive, and this KOL information will be real for you. So you can check with AI too how it's growing market. Also, KOLs, it is a helping tool for you to check informations. In my opinion, that is.
Absolutely, Shurob. I agree on it. And further moving on to privacy, guys, because this is where Web3 gets philosophically complicated very fast. On one hand, privacy is a human right. On the other hand, anonymity in Web3 has enabled billions of hacks, scams, and fraud. So, Glory, you are building Match Chain, a dating app on chain. So dating apps are the most privacy sensitive category of apps. How do you reconcile on-chain transparency with privacy your users app that the privacy that your users absolutely need?
All right. So first, I need to correct on something. Matching is not fully on chain. It's not a fully on chain dating app. We are integrating blockchain payments, right, to enable for easy and fast payments. That's one of the major. That's one of the major things we are enabling with blockchain, the payments, where people can subscribe to the premium features on matching, right? So, but to answer your question, that's using matching as a case study. Our approach is to use blockchain where it adds trust and security while using privacy, preserving technologies, and trustful products designed to protect users' personal information, because our users' personal information is very, very important to us. We do not want to put it on the blockchain where it can get surveillance or it can get access to the world, right? So the main purpose of the integration of blockchain first is for payments and also to secure our users' data, right? So this is where we integrate blockchain, and it's very, very important. So we do not want to make users know, okay, your data is on chain, people can go and access your messaging or who you're chatting. No, we do not want to do that. So first, we are integrating blockchain to enable payments, yeah, and to secure our users' data and informations.
Got it. Got it. Coming back to Apurwa, Edubuk value proposition is let us put your credentials on chain so employers can verify them. But lot of people putting educational and employment data on public ledger raises serious privacy concerns. How do you address this?
Absolutely. So basically what we are doing here is, because we are ourselves GDPR, DPDP, and CCPA compliant. So what we do is we do not put any of your data on chain per se, like your sensitive personal data, be it your degree, mark sheet, or work experience certificates. What we do is we hash each of these documents and put the hash of that on chain. Now that hash, as I said earlier, is an irreversible function. You cannot retrieve the actual digital document from the hash. That's one thing. But at the same time, if the hash is of the actual document as given, as recorded on the chain officially by your institute and all, is not matching the hash that the student has provided or the employee has provided, that we will tell that the student provided documents are fake, because anything that you change in the original document, the hash will change. So we do not record actual documents on the chain. So how do we do that, right? So the document actually resides either in the DigiDocker drive or your Google Drive or your other drives like Microsoft Drive or Dropbox, etc.,
Correct,
on
correct,
your personal drive. From there, all the document that they share, just that blockchain hash is created for each unique document that goes on chain with a timestamp, like who recorded it, when what is recorded, which degree was provided, who provided it, and to whom it was provided with the timestamp. That information only goes on chain. And when the user holding that particular document is asked by other employer or other university to show the actual data or to show the actual digital degree on the chain, then there's a consent mechanism, that only for next 1 hour, when they click OK, approve on the email, next 1 hour, that document will be shown to the employer, who then becomes a part of the ecosystem to check the credentials, because of the fact that they want to
got
check
it.
it, because they want to hire him, and actually background verification has to be done. So whatever we do, we don't put anything private data on chain. We do only hash on chain. And secondly, whenever there is a requirement to do anything, it has to be by the consent of the actual person, and that is allowed as per the all the acts, GDPR and all. If you wish to share these data with the potential employer, and if they have asked for it for a 1 hour or 2 hour period, you can open it and then check it. You meaning the person who has whose documents are there. So that's how we protect the privacy concern. It's one of the very, very important things to do, like GDPR, CCPA compliance and all. DPDP compliance in India is very, very important in what
Very,
we
very
do. Yeah,
important DPDP that is coming
absolutely.
on.
Yep, yep. Yeah.
Absolutely, Apurva. Apurva, one question that we will be taking from the chat right now. I
Sure.
can see that has been asked by Ronnie. Why is trust still a problem in Web3? If you can answer this.
Sure, sure. Because you can build you can audit smart contracts, you can build quantum proof smart contracts, but the problem is trusting the people behind it, behind those 0x alphanumeric addresses, whoever is the person behind those addresses, trusting them is actually a problem, right?
Correct.
So unless that person shows trust with respect to either his true CV or profile, or actually who is he and what he claims he is that person, then it's true, right? Otherwise you can do all the so many audits done by other companies, the name, but like you can do the audits and everything, but then if the person behind it has to have a responsibility, whose contract is it, and if anything goes wrong, who will be responsible for that, then only the individual trust problem will go, and that can be scaled upfront. Yeah.
Absolutely. Moving to Paul. Paul, you have run a physical Web3 events in Nigeria. You literally had people conduct live on-chain transaction in a room. What does privacy means to someone walking into Web3 events for the first time? Are regular people even thinking about that?
Well, that's a very good question you ask. So from my experience, the average person walking into a event, not an external privacy, they are thinking about safety. They're thinking about trust. So I'm going to do a transaction. How am I sure that you say I'm sending money from this address, and then when I send it through the blockchain process, it's going to get to this address, and then I see my money? Because it's not something that we're used to. It's not something that they would normally see. So from my experience, we normally see that when we engage participants or people who attend these events to do them, you notice that their hands are shaking. They're like, can I trust this? And I think that's the problem. Is it safe? So most people don't ask these questions. I think that's the first question we need to ask, because before we get to privacy, there needs to be the assurance of safety. There needs to be that trust before privacy can even become a topic. So if I'm not safe, if I can't trust you or trust your project, what you have built, if I cannot trust the system, then I cannot even begin to talk about privacy in the first place. So from my experience, the first thing is it safe? Can I trust it? Is it reliable? Before we talk about privacy. Thank you.
Very nicely articulated, Paul. Moving to Shurob. Shurob, from a trading and exchange perspective, regulators want visibility, users want privacy. What do you think is the equilibrium between this?
For me, it's interesting questions. I think, I guess, if it solves that is a problem. People, why? Because if you use fiat currency and if you use cash with fiat or cryptocurrency, so I think. Uh, if the blockchain will be destroyed, I think blockchain and this industry will be destroyed. So control only control does government. Only government can control this field because of after that this industry works continue, and after that only governments can control. And if in my opinion, if they can't destroy this industry, because if you heard about news, China also wanted destroy this industry, and in China they had crypto miners, entrepreneurs, so they have stopped this regulation. After that will be this crypto mining in China unlegally. So the China crypto miners entrepreneurs moved to Kazakhstan to crypto mine again. So USA also, other big governments also understood that they can't destroy this industry. So in my opinion, it still will be will be regulating system, and with non-regulating system in Web3 too. But I heard about in the news, Google may destroy Bitcoin blockchain system with quantum computing systems, but I haven't seen that is they destroy it. Maybe if they destroy this blockchain system, I think we have a Solana, Ethereum also. They can update their white paper also to add new features for their technology to defend these technologies, to defend from quantum computing these technologies. So I think it's still continue will be this technology Web3 system. So people also knows about that is crypto gives freedom for them. So I think a lot of people join this system to control their assets fully. And I think it still will be going this industry. So they can't stop this industry. I think the governments, maybe they can only regulate this system, but they can't regulate fully. I mean Web3 and Web2 sphere, they can only regulate Web2 system with QIC, with QIB, etc. System in crypto exchange, but we have an opportunity to control to use Web3 system, that is only you can access go to their your crypto wallet with keywords also only. So I think it still will be going this system, in my opinion.
Absolutely, we completely agree on this, Shurob. Moving to Glory, and this question is rest of the panel also, but we will start with Glory. Is on-chain privacy actually achievable at scale, or is privacy in Web3 mostly marketing right now? What does private Web3 look like in 5 years, Glory?
Yeah, I didn't get the question.
Uh, Glory, I was asking that what does private Web3 looks like in the upcoming 5 years?
Okay, so I feel privacy or technology is evolving. It's evolving. We can't really say the full scope of it from here because it's meant to evolve, and in next 5 years I feel like there'll be more infrastructure put in place. There'll be more systems, and things will be a lot more seamless, right? Things will be a lot more seamless where people could just integrate privacy infrastructure in their projects, in their systems, and it's going to be a lot more easier. Yeah.
Absolutely, Glory. Apurva, if you can tell your perspective on this.
Yeah, sure. Uh, I think, uh, in my opinion, like privacy at scale is sort of achievable, but we are very early. And that's where our project is also one of the projects that can help in that. For example, today we have technologies like ZKP, zero knowledge proofs, and
Zero knowledge proof.
selective disclosures, where which can allow users to prove the facts without actually revealing the underlying data, right? So in 5 years, I think private Web3 will probably mean like verifiable identity, verifiable credential, who is who behind the 0x wallets and all of that, but without exposing their personal information, right? So you are tied to this wallet, but that doesn't mean I can see all of your information, your bank account balance, your degree, mark sheets, and all of that. But at the same time, if you are verified by the bank or by the institute or by employer that yes, he has worked with us, yes, he has studied with us, and everything is fine and all of that, that means you're a genuine person, right? So we believe you without actually mentioning how many years you worked at this company, what was your salary compensation, all these are personal data, what was your marks, what trade you studied. So that can be avoided. But privacy at scale can be done, but then at the same time, your identity should be verifiable and credentials should be verifiable from the issuer. Once it is done, it is there forever. You don't have to, once it is proved that you studied in this education institute, you have worked in this and this company, it is there forever on chain. No need to, again and again check it from when you are jumping from company A to company B to company C. So in short, privacy can be achievable at scale, but I think we are early. And with verifiable identity, verifiable credentials, something that we are doing at True CV, without exposing the personal information, like I answered in one of your questions, under the DPDP, CCPA compliance and all, we can do that in a more scalable manner going forward. Yeah. Thanks.
I completely agree with you, Apurva. So, Apurva, you are talking about ZKPs and selective disclosure.
Yeah.
So, let me just tell this to my audience
Yeah.
that we at SecureDApp have already built a ZKP uh, built product named as SecureDApp, SecureX DID, which is already live on Play Store. So, you can just go and check out how it works. It works on the principle that Apurva told, selective disclosure. So, please do check out. So, Apurva, we want just 5 minutes from you,
Sure, sure.
because I can see a question that only you can answer because DPDP is based
Oh.
on India.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
there is a question asked by Aditya Khanna. How DPDP will affect the blockchain market?
It will significantly increase the use case of blockchain technology as such. Um, because DPDP is basically, you have to protect the digital privacy of people on chain, and we believe that the future is not anonymous blockchain. It is basically fully transparent Web3 or fully transparent blockchain, but then it's not all also that, either not anonymous or not fully transparent, both the ends. One end is completely anonymous, one end is fully transparent, but we believe there is something in between, which is verifiable Web3 or verifiable 0x wallet addresses. So DPDP says do not disclose the public information in the market, but at the same time, you should be verifiable by whatever you have done and all of that. So users can control what they want to reveal, when they want to reveal, and to whom they want to reveal. And institutions can trust whatever they can verify without asking too much from the candidate for the revelation perspective. That's where GDPR, CCP, and all those compliances. Okay, for example, you do not need to know the marks of this student in this college. You can safely say he passed this college. That is enough. Whether he passed from a 90% marks or a 60% marks, none of your business, unless you are hiring for a very specific role, where the marks can be, important for you, like a quantum computing or some sort of very, a SpaceX sort of a thing where you need brains and all. So that's one thing. Secondly, uh, same thing for the skills, right? So even if you have worked on so many different companies, they can verify you. But who will verify your skills in a DPDP world? It will come from the people, like your clients can verify on chain, your bosses can verify under their official email address. And that can be hidden. For example, my email address, apurwa@edubuk.com. So it could be ap dash 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 dot dash 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 @edubuk.com. So we know that at least some person from @edubuk.com has actually approved that this person have worked for the company and he knows this particular skill set. So long story short, DPDP will improve or increase the use case of blockchain technology because that's a trustless system. But at the same time, it will make blockchain system or Web3 system more scalable, more acceptable in the public market.
A bit of more regulated one.
Regulated, exactly. Yes, absolutely.
So coming back to Shurob. Shurob, what's your take on the question, what does private Web3 looks like in upcoming 5 years?
Privacy. You mean privacy, yeah?
Absolutely.
Okay. In 5 years, only you can use with privacy in Web3, I think, because in my opinion, because why with Web3 only you can save your assets with in Web3 fully safely, and also other companies also will be crypto companies will be just a company. So people after that in 5 years, I think a lot of people use Web3 in 5 years, and they can only save or hodl their assets use from Web3. So I think privacy will be actual with Web3 in 5 years, in my opinion. Thanks.
Absolutely, Shurob. Paul, coming back to you, what's your take on this?
Well, if I'm being very honest right now, like so I can't remember his name, but he said, we're not there yet, we're still very early. For me, we're still at the market. It's majorly marketing right now. Okay, it's majorly marketing because most Web3 tools still they are private until somebody who has enough time, somebody who has maybe a lot of legal pressure, and a lot of data actually comes in. So you would notice that we used to think that transactions were majorly exclusive until we started getting people hacking into the system. So you think you are private until somebody who has enough time actually comes for you, or until a body or an organization who has a lot of legal pressure comes in, and they start finding that thing. Okay, for example, so we in Nigeria had a situation where the government attacked Binance. I think maybe some people must have heard about it. The government began to attack Binance, and then what happened was that some people who had done transactions, we thought we were hidden, or they were hidden, and then the government, began to mount pressure, and then Binance gave up those customers. So you can see that, although yes, Binance is not a decentralized system, and with zero knowledge, we are getting there. You understand? Like I think his name said It's not anonymity completely. It's not being completely anonymous, but then it's selective privacy. So I would give what I want on the space, not more than that. So maybe I don't want my other details to show. I can just maybe the course I read, and then that's all. No more information. Where I've worked, no pay. You don't know how much I was paid. You don't know anything. So it's selective privacy and not complete anonymity. Zero knowledge proof is actually doing a lot. I would not. I'm being very honest. I've been in space. I've seen a lot of work with the generators, both in security for payments and all a lot of Web3 projects. But we're not yet there. But in 5 years, I believe what is happening now would get much more results. We get much more. So yes, we are in the right direction, but we are not yet there. Right now, we are still literally at the basis of marketing. So yeah, thank you.
Absolutely, Paul. So, Paul, in short, you want to say that if we go to a RTO, we go to get our driving license. I think in India it's 18. At the age of 18, you can get your license. So, for there, you can just prove that yes, I am 18 plus. No other information is being leaked at the RTO. Just that yes, Kunal is 18 plus and he is eligible for the driving license. That is what, in simple terms, we tell selective disclosure. Am I right?
Yeah. Yes. Very
Mm.
true. Very perfect. Very good.
Absolutely. So moving further with compliance, uh, this is the most uncomfortable part of the conversation in Web3. Lot of builders, when they hear about regulation and compliance, they think that, oh no, man, this is not the thing that I want to be a part. So there is a Web3 version where compliance is the enemy, and there is another where compliance is a feature. So I don't think either extreme is right. So Apurva, you have been on both sides. What do financial regulators actually understand about blockchain that crypto community doesn't give them credit for? And what do they still completely miss?
Hmm. It's a great question. So, see, regulators, when they think about protecting people, so they want to protect the most vulnerable ones, right? So that's their idea. Like the most vulnerable should be protected, the better off will all obviously be protected in the value chain. So regulators understand that the trust, the consumer protection, and the systemic risk matter with the cryptocurrencies and blockchains and all these AML, anti-money laundering, and all these regulations. What also, people don't understand, well, like, meaning the wider community do not, uh, or the wider community underestimates regarding the regulation is how important these are actually for the mainstream adoption to protect the most vulnerable ones or the lower set of the society so that so this technology can be for everyone and anyone, right? So it is important to have trust, consumer protection, systemic risk, and all these regulations in place. At the same time, from the other side, what regulators still sometimes miss is, two things I would like to say. One is obviously the speed at which the blockchain or Web3 innovation evolves, right? How things evolve with ZKPs, not early, like 3, 4 years back, it was not there. And before that, and now things are like one of the panelists was mentioning regarding quantum computing, right? So how Ethereum and all, Solana and all, they might have to update their chains and all so that the cryptographic proof for all your MetaMask wallet and this thing. Passwords are not revealed when the quantum computing becomes mainstream. So blockchain innovation and all this is changing, is going on at a very rapid speed. This is something that regulators miss as compared to traditional regulatory cycles, which is more slow finance and all of that. Secondly, they also miss the fact that blockchain is more community driven thing, right? So take the feedback from community as frequently as you can. Like in India, they call parliamentary committee, they call CEO of, say, Zeppe recently, CEO of other exchanges, Binance also, not the CEO of Binance, but someone from the Binance India went there. So they take all these advice, but then they should keep it more frequent so that they know the pulse of the major, like most people out there in the market community is very important. So take the pulse of them, understand that this blockchain innovation takes place at a breakneck speed. So the regulators should do regulation frequently and more in terms of how the things are evolving. Have some technocrats in the policy making and all of that. At the other hand, again, like trust, consumer protection, systemic risk matters. Hence, it is important that community also understands that it is in their favor to get regulated. Otherwise, everyone will, just run for everyone's money and the whole world will be in chaos. So there has to be regulation, but then they have to understand that this is running at a huge speed and they should take community feedback into account, the regulators. I think that's the side,
Absolutely.
both sides, yeah.
Absolutely, Apurva. So before we move further, we have to say Glory bye because I think she has some emergency at her end. So Glory, it was nice talking to you. Any final words for our audience before you leave?
All right, thank you so much, Kunal, for having me here. It has been an amazing discussion so far, and I look forward to sharing more about what we are building differently on matching. And I will actually go back to this video to watch it to the very end because this has been educative. I've learned a lot from every one of the speakers sharing their own insights and perspective when it comes to privacy and compliance. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Glory. We will definitely have a huge conversation, a bit longer in upcoming future. Thank you so much. You can please take care. Yeah, guys, so we can continue. So Paul, coming back to you, you have operated inside Bankless DAO, uh, a fully decentralized organization, and inside Trax DeFi as well, a DeFi platform with regulatory exposure. What does compliance look like from inside those structure versus what regulators actually thinks it should look like?
Okay, so from the standpoint of a DAO, regulators think that it's about you have um, a legal entity, you have like lawyer, you have like, but you see from the DAO perspective, it's not that compliance where it's just regular Discord calls, Discord meetings, governance forums, proposal on governance forums, where people get to talk about the ideas. We normally handle everything from community perspective, like Apuba said. But with Strasbourg was a bit different. There was the space was a little bit tighter. We actually had a lot more regulation risks. We actually had to get legal entities because the company at the time, the DAO, I can't say the DAO is based anywhere. The DAO was a global phenomenon because we had people from everywhere in the world. But the for Trustify, the company was actually situated in the United States. So we needed to get some level of compliance from the United States in order for us to be able to operate. You know how it is. So there are regulations, there are certain things that you need to actually have before you can be functional, so that you don't start attracting lawsuits. For the DAO, it's different because there was no entity. So although it prevented us from doing some things, there are things wanted to do, we could not do because there is no legal entity. And then if you don't have legal entity, there are certain places you cannot really operate, like the US and some parts of the UK. But in other places like some parts of Asia, China, India, there are no regulations, so you can do that. In parts of Africa, like Nigeria, Ghana, and some other African countries, there are no regulations against, DAO organizations and all that. So you can operate freely, you can do whatever you want, you can host events, you can actually build products and get people to engage in those products, use those products. You understand? So it's different for different people. But I think the middle line is there needs to be a certain level of regulation from my experience with the DAO because, like Apuba said, where there is no regulation, a lot of things can happen. There was a lot of swindling. There were a lot of people making away with DAO funds because there was no regulation in place that could keep this in check. And then also with from the standpoint of working in a DeFi platform with Chat DeFi, because of the regulations we are so strong, we could not necessarily penetrate into the United States, base. We could not into the United States consumer base because of how strong and how heavy those regulations were. And permit me to say that most of these regulations are actually capital intensive for us to be able to, get. So that was the problem. So most of the regulations that are being given by these regulatory bodies do not necessarily sometimes favor the community. So there needs to be community feedback, alongside in order to ensure that we have the best regulations that will favor both those on top and then those users who, quote unquote, maybe are below or at the receiving end of these regulations to ensure better efficiency, to ensure better productivity, and to ensure, that we have a widespread of experience, generally speaking. Yeah, thank you.
Very nice perspective, Paul. Coming back to Shurob, Uzbekistan has been fairly progressive on crypto regulations. How has that shaped you operate in ZO, and what do you wish policymakers in Central Asia understood about how regular people use crypto?
Zui, that is a broker company, and they wanted to enter our market also. And also they have competitors, GTC, FX, XM, etc. These companies. I think I'm as an introducer broker. I say you can. They have a lot of unique opportunities rather than XM or GTC FX competitors of Zui, and you can even pay with crypto to deposit and to trade in Zui. And only relevant related thing that is you can deposit with crypto to trade for Zui. And also in Uzbekistan, I think Uzbekistan also fast growing market and fast growing and we have already stablecoin, our own stablecoin also, not only in Uzbekistan, and also in our neighborhood countries, Kazakhstan. If you heard about news in Solana summit at Kazakhstan recently have been KZT stablecoin, or in Kyrgyzstan, if you heard about KGST stablecoin also. And also we have our stablecoin Humo that you can even pay with crypto to buy. I mean B2C also B2B also, these systems already working in our market, so you can all legally use crypto to pay or to exchange. Only you should work with legally companies. How you can check these companies? For instance, Binance is a legally company in Uzbekistan. Also, Asterim, also these big crypto exchanges are legally, and they have gotten a license that is. They can get the access to work in Uzbekistan legally, and you don't have to get a license. Only you should work with a platform that they get license, and you can pay with crypto card also. So other countries that have access with crypto use fully, and we have also these opportunities. And you can create your own coin with companies also that they have a crypto depository license. And we have also crypto mining companies, also Nexagrid, that is the first crypto mining legal company. And recently I have heard about news, China entrepreneurs also interested with work with their companies in Uzbekistan. So if you are an entrepreneur or you have a business and you want to move your business to Uzbekistan, you should work our regulator, that is NAPP, or if we spell that NAPP, our National Agency of Perspective Projects of Uzbekistan. And if you people, if they have if they want to work with legally side in Uzbekistan, you should work at these legal companies that I said, for instance. And if you are entrepreneur, you have to get license from NAPP to work with legally. And people also interesting in these comments. I think Indian community is better than Uzbekistan because you have a big audience in India, and we have also audience that interested and they are using. And recently, we have hosted with Ethereum Bitcoin Pizza Fest that you can pay to get a pizza with crypto also. So all countries have got opportunity to use fully opportunities that we have also in Uzbekistan, and you can also use unlegally companies' platforms, but I can't give you a guarantee to move in Uzbekistan legally. If the government knows about, maybe it will be for you problem. But I think in Web3, no one doesn't know about how when you use crypto, if you doesn't say about. So I think it depends for you. If you want to work legally in Uzbekistan, you should use from legally companies platforms, or if you are, it doesn't matter for you. So it is your wanting. That is.
Absolutely, Shurob. I think it's time. I think it's time to wrap it off. There are many questions that are coming to my mind, but time is not allowing us. So first of all, thank you guys. Thank you so much for joining and tuning into SecureDApp Senate episode 2. Uh, Apurwa, before we wind up this session, we will be taking some final advice or final words or final key takeaways from this session. So Apurwa, we will start with you.
Okay, sure. So, like I said, the future of blockchain or Web3 in general is, or the future of the world in general is not only one side AI, but it is AI plus blockchain combined together in a trustworthy scenario. And within the blockchain also, it's not completely either anonymous Web3 or blockchain or fully transparent Web3. It is in between, like verifiable Web3, where users can control what they want to reveal, to whom they want to reveal, how much they want to reveal, and when they want to reveal and revoke. They can also revoke that revelation after they have revealed whatever they wanted to whomsoever they wanted to. And that's how overall the trust can build, and all the negative effects of AI, for example, like falsifying credentials or faking degrees and all, that can be done very well if we follow, if we use blockchain technology at a within the DPDP compliance, GDPR compliance, CCPA compliance, and looking forward, privacy at scale can also be broadly achieved. And the regulation is good for everyone in general, from the crypto industry as well. But the regulators need to understand the speed that it is going. So, and also they should take uh, feedback from the community as well. And community should also appreciate that regulation is ultimately good for them. So I think that's the broad summary of the session from my side. Thanks. Thanks.
Absolutely, absolutely. Thank you so much, Apurva. Paul, any final words from your end?
Yes, yes. Actually, first off, I want to really commend the Secure the App team, yourself, Kunal, for this wonderful opportunity. It's a very, I think things like this should actually happen more often. because from Apurwa's standpoint and Shurob, they have really said very, very important things that I think needs to go out, needs to be given both to the regulatory bodies and to the community. Like something Apurwa said, I would love to echo again is that the community should understand that these regulations are actually for their own good, and it's very, very important. And then they should also understand that the feedback of the community is important in making that regulation much more effective for the purpose which they want. Because sometimes I've noticed that most of these regulations are one-sided. They are just looking at it from one point. There is no balance. So it is very important. And for us to understand that the idea is not total transparency and it's not complete anonymity, but then selective revealing. So the information that you want to go out, that is the one to go out. Nothing more and then nothing less than that. Because when people say, oh, they want complete anonymity, I'm like, it doesn't work. So if I'm going to employ somebody, for example, let's say I wanted SecureDApp wanted to employ me as a project manager. They don't know my name, they don't know where I'm from, they don't know my qualifications, they don't know anything about me. How are they supposed to employ me with just looking at the wallet address 000? It doesn't help anybody. So the idea is not complete anonymity, but like Apurwa said, a verifiable system, something that allows me to say, okay, yes, he said he has worked here and here and here. Okay, I can prove that. He said that he has done this and this and that. I can prove that. That is what we are looking for, not to reveal everything, but selective information. How you only allow as much as you want to go out, and that's just. I think if we're able to, when we come to this balance, when we come to this understanding, we would actually move much more faster. Would have much more onboarding, much more what is it called? Because right now there's no much adoption of Web3 and what blockchain is doing. So if we start to move in this direction, as we have discussed on in this session today, we'll actually have much more adoption and much more compliance, generally. So yeah, thank you.
Absolutely, Paul. Very nicely said. Selective disclosure is one of the most important things that needs to be boosted. So, Shurob, any final words, any final takeaways?
So thank you for the invitation also, and I am now participating in this online event. So this is an interesting event, and I am glad to share my experience with this audience, and I hope you use this experience in the future also. And I have when this time I have when we told it with Kunal also, and I have learned about SecureDApp also, and these other speakers also companies too. For instance, SecureDApp also interesting company, and I have learned that this is they covered security in blockchain, etc. in Web3. So I have seen an opportunity to work with SecureDApp also. I think maybe in the future we will work with SecureDApp. I think we have a site also to cover the security side of the crypto. Just now, only Asterium covered in partnership this security side, but if I have maybe in the other projects also, and we have and it is security necessary for us, maybe SecureDApp in the future will be useful in my opinion. And other Edubuk also for me is an attractive company. I think we are competitors in other things. I think it is a tech company, and the attractive side also logos of the MIT and Stanford University attracted to me.
Okay,
so I have
thank you.
learned also Edubuk, and also good luck our competing maybe, and we
No
have
worries. The market is big enough. We can win together.
yeah, and
That's
yeah,
the point to be noted.
I love that. I
yeah,
love that,
yeah.
Apurwa.
And
Very
also
market is big enough.
Yeah, Machayan company also I have learned that is interesting company. Why? Because only two things people are interested. These two things. This is money and this is a law. So if you have this access to things, maybe you can attract a lot of audience, in my opinion. So this is an interesting thing that is connected people. This is a law in Machayan. I think I have learned it about, and so that is I have learned, and also Paulo also we have talked about, and I have learned about the Paulo also. So interesting. When this event, I have learned, and I have got companies also to work maybe in the future. I am just now. I'm not seeing these opportunities, but in my opinion, in the future will be. I have in my mind these companies I know about secured what is for SecureDApp, what problem solves, for instance, matcha and what problem solves. So that is interesting companies, also interesting speakers also. Thank you for all.
Absolutely, absolutely, Shurob. It would be great to collaborate with you all in the future, and it would be an opportunity for SecureDApp that you guys will be onboarded with us. So thank you for joining. Thank you so much for giving your precious time to each one of you, Paul, Apurva, Shurob. Glory is not here. Glory has some emergency at her, and so we wish it's not a big emergency and she could recover through it. So with that, people, I hope you like this video. If you did so, please hit the like button. Follow Paul, follow Apurva, follow Shurob, follow their organization. They are solving a huge gap. They are filling a huge gap in this industry. And with that, we will definitely see you next time in the SecureDApp Senate episode 3. But till then, stay safe, stay secure, and as always, I say, stay ahead. This was Kunal Chowdhury, and this was the panel of SecureDApp Senate episode 3 signing off. Thank you so much. And you can find the links, and even we will be sharing it on our YouTube and Instagram handle or
Yeah.
social medias as well.
I've shared my LinkedIn also there if you wish to connect with me.
Yeah, we can see
And
that. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Apurva. Thank you
Thank you,
so much,
everyone.
Paul.
Thank
Thank you
you.
so much, Shurob.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.